Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us and welcome to today's webinar on medicines compliance and what's new in Herdwatch Next Generation. So my name is Owen Maloney and I'm Head of Member Experience here at Herdwatch. I'm joined today as well by Garrod Kenny from our product team. How are you getting on, Garrod?
Not too bad, Owen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's webinar.
Thanks for joining us, Garrod. So we're going to hear a lot more from Garrod in a couple of minutes' time. He's going to tell us all about the new features and updates that have come or are coming online in NextGen really soon. So there's some really exciting stuff there. So if you have any questions or queries on anything that you'd like to ask myself or Garrod, just use the chat facility. If you've ever watched the webinars before, you'll be familiar with it. So you can just pop in your questions there. Myself and Garrod, we're going to leave a couple of minutes at the end of the webinar today, and we'll obviously do our best to answer all the questions and queries that come in. Mervyn and James are always online there as well, so if you do have any questions, they're going to do their best to answer them during the webinar too. But yeah, keep them coming, and we'll keep a few minutes at the end there to cover as many questions as we can. So just before we do start covering, I suppose, the compliance recording and how to get your medicines and treatments recorded in Herdwatch and hear from Garrod. Obviously, we recently launched our new next generation app. So if you're using Herdwatch for a while, or even if you're new to Herdwatch, you're probably going to have it. But if you don't have the new next generation app, do just make sure and go to the App Store, go to the Play Store, just search for Herdwatch, and you'll find our next generation app, and just get that downloaded. Your login details are still going to be the same, so it's going to be your phone number and your password, and that'll sign you in, and all your previous records and stuff that you've recorded in Herdwatch will be there for you. But it's just going to be on our brand new app, which is so quick and so easy to use. Just before we do start as well, just to give a little recap, I suppose, on the Herdwatch story to date, maybe for anybody that's only recently joined Herdwatch, or even just on our free plan. So I suppose Herdwatch is just a really simple and easy to use app, which allows you to reduce your farm paperwork, saves you an awful lot of time, and helps you to make better informed decisions on your farm. So Herdwatch is now the market leading app in both Ireland and in the UK, and we currently have over 13,000 members using our app in Ireland, UK, Northern Ireland as well, and Wales and Scotland. We've over 1.8 million animals that have been synced into the Herdwatch database from the Department of Agriculture here in Ireland, APHIS in Northern Ireland, and from BCMS in the UK. And we very recently surpassed 1.6 million calves registered using the Herdwatch app, which is a fairly big milestone that we're very proud of. So it's just one of the many features and benefits that the Herdwatch app has, is allowing you to register your calves on the spot and eliminate the headaches around getting that compliance issue sorted. There's also over 11 million records that have been recorded and that are securely backed up on the Herdwatch servers, including the likes of medicines and treatments, movements, weights, and many other tasks, some of which we're going to show you now over the next couple of minutes. Another thing I do want to just mention really quickly before we start our demoing is our fairly relatively new Refer a Friend scheme. So this is just a reward scheme which allows you to, I suppose, if you have people or friends or family that are also farming, it's a way to get rewarded for referring them to Herdwatch or getting them set up on Herdwatch as well. So it's so easy to do this and claim your rewards, your Refer a Friend rewards. It couldn't actually be easier. So you just need to tell your friends or your family or whoever that's farming that isn't using Herdwatch to get themselves set up, to download our app and set up their free account. And then you can just head over to the Herdwatch Refer a Friend page and you can pop in their details there, the people that you've referred. And for each one that we validate that you refer, you can earn up to 30 points or 30 credits, which allow you to get some really nice gear. You can see it all there on the screen. There's hats and jackets like the one I've on this evening. You can also get up to 30 euros or 30 pounds off your Herdwatch subscription renewal for each person that you do refer as well. So really good reward scheme. You can see all the gear that we have there, and it's just so straightforward and so easy to do. So if you know anybody that you think Herdwatch would benefit or would get good value out of having our app as well, just make sure and tell them, and we'll make sure you're looked after. So what exactly are we going to cover on today's webinar? So in a couple of seconds, I'm going to open up the Herdwatch Next Generation app, and we're going to focus in around your compliance recording today, mostly with Herdwatch. So how to record the likes of your medicines, your medicine purchases, recording treatments, vet callouts, and we'll very quickly run through how to register a calf and maybe some other compliance recording, and also how to run your reports when you do have your audit and inspection. Herdwatch makes a massive difference there makes life so much easier and takes a lot of the stress away around audits and inspections. We're going to hear from Garrod then. He's going to tell us all about the new features that have been added into NextGen there in the last couple of weeks and what's coming really soon. And obviously we're going to finish up then with a couple of minutes of questions and answers from yourselves. So like I said at the start, keep the questions coming. Mervyn and James will answer as many as they can live, and we'll obviously get to a couple there at the end. So I'm just going to kick off our demo then first. So this is the Herdwatch Next Generation app. So I presume most people that are tuned in this evening have it downloaded and are fairly familiar with the home screen here now at the moment. So you can see that it's very similar to the old app. It has all the same icons and tiles and stuff. So the one thing that's been added here that's going to be always in the app, no matter where you are, is the orange plus button. And that's your go-to whenever you want to add something or create something new in the app, is just click on your orange plus button and all your options are going to pop up for you here. So we're going to start with medicines and how to add a medicine or a remedy purchase. So when I click on the orange plus button, you can see that all your options are here. If you don't see it on the first screen, you can just scroll across and you'll find whatever it is you're looking to record. Before I do add anything, if you do go into a certain section like compliance, it'll just show you when you click on plus the actual compliance features. The same in breeding. When you click on plus, it'll just show you the breeding features. So when I click on plus, I'm just going to start off by going remedy purchase. Now, I suppose a top tip that we have, obviously most people are going to be using Herdwatch on your phone, so or on your tablet, and the benefit of doing that is you obviously have the scan option here, so you can actually scan in the medicine into the app. It'll scan the barcode, scan the QR code, which cuts down on the amount of input you have to put in. So when you scan it, it'll give you the name of the medicine, the batch numbers, and expiry dates as well. So for this instance, I'm on the laptop, so I'm just going to start typing in the name of the medicine that we recently got. So I'll pick, I suppose, Endoflucarode is probably a good one, is it?
Yeah, it's a good one this time of the year. You might spot a few calves coughing or a few year and a halves. And being the wet weather we've got over the last 2 weeks, you could get a case of flu now this time of the year. So and the flu could be one that's used a bit around this time.
So once you start typing the name of the medicine, it will filter down the medicine list and find the medicine that you're looking for. And when you have it, you just have to click on it to select it. And by default, today's date is going to go in as the purchase date. So if it is something that you purchased a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago, you can obviously click into the calendar, change the date that you purchased the medicine on. And you just need to fill out these red headings here, for your compliance inspection. So how much of the medicine you bought, was it liters or milliliters? For this instance, I'll just say we got 500 milliliters, and where you bought it. So did you get the medicine off your vet or off your local co-op or supplier? So I'll just pick my vet here. If you're using it for, like Garrod said, for the likes of liver fluke and your dosing animals, if they're all getting around the same amount, you can obviously have that entered in here as well. And the important thing on all the medicines is obviously when it comes to your audit or inspection is putting in your withdrawal periods. So for Endofluke, I think the withdrawals are fairly lengthy. So the meat withdrawal is 56 days or in around that, I think, and 47 for milk.
And Owen, just to stop you on your tracks there while you're on withdrawals, our eagle-eyed viewers might have spotted this already, but one of the new features we have coming in our next gen update, our next gen release, is the ability to add in sheep withdrawals as well as your cattle withdrawals when you're recording your remedy purchase. So this is very handy for farmers that have both cattle and sheep in the farm, and there's a range of products that can be used both on your cattle and sheep. So and many times they'll have different withdrawals for your cattle and your sheep. So the handy thing here is you can put in your withdrawal for your cattle, you can stick in the withdrawal for your sheep, and then later on then when you actually go to record that treatment, whether it's your cattle or sheep, the app is smart enough then to just pick the withdrawal for the cattle or for the sheep. So just makes life a bit handier then for recording your compliance event, and it's one that's coming in the next update of the Herdwatch Next Gen.
Thanks for that, Garrod. So that's a really, really handy feature there for the farmers that are tuned in that maybe have sheep as well as cattle. I'm just going to finish off the purchase here really quick. So I'm going to pick, the prescribing vet as my vet again. Now, as I said a couple of minutes ago, if you do scan in this particular medicine or any medicine in Herdwatch, it'll put in the batch number and the expiry date automatically for you. So there's two things, again, that you don't need to be adding in yourself. The app will do all this work for you. So I'll just put in a batch number here and just an expiry date as well, just to show you how it works if you do put it in manually. Just go September 3rd. And if you do, you can obviously put in your treatment reason as well. We know that, what endo fluke is going to be for fluke. So if it's for something like, liver fluke, you just select your treatment reasons, liver fluke, and then just save. And that's the medicine purchase recorded in the app. Really quick, really easy. If you've made a mistake, you can just click on your 3 buttons here in the top corner and change the dates or change the amount that you bought. But that's essentially all that's there to get your medicines recorded into the app. And obviously, with Herdwatch, you can do that on the spot when you're in the vets or when you buy the medicine or it comes onto the farm.
Yeah, that as you said there, on like that, most farmers we talk to, for time to get out to the Jeep or the car, they stick it in there then, and then they know it's peace of mind, it's in there, ready to go for whenever you do use it. So
yeah, so you're covered straight away. So if you did want to go ahead then and actually use this medicine and create treatments, once you're back on your home screen, as we said at the start again, it's just on to your orange plus button. It's like your add or do something button. And when you click on that, you can see that you can create cattle treatments. As Garrod said, if you have sheep as well, there's a sheep treatment option if you scroll across. Just going to select cattle treatment here because I know most farmers that are probably have cattle. But as Garrod was saying as well, the app is smart enough that if you pick the endo fluke here and you select the sheep treatment, it's going to pick up the sheep withdrawals. So I just selected the endo fluke as the medicine that I'm going to use. I'm going to say that I used it today as well. And of course, I'm just leaving as 1 day. So that's a handy feature that we have as well that will show you for the vet call out in a couple of minutes if animals are being dosed for more than 1 day consecutively.
And I suppose while you're there on as well, you can also backdate your records in Herdwatch. So just say you didn't get a chance to record it there on the date, or if it was, say you're just after starting up using the app, you can still backdate your records. You can pick a date from back in the past as well. Okay. And
thanks, Garrod. So I just pick administered by here. You can see, as I said earlier on, it's the headings with the asterisks and in orange or red. These ones needs to be filled out in order for you to be able to proceed and get that record saved because they're needed for compliance. You'll also notice that the withdrawal periods have come across because I entered them at the purchase site. So you don't have to enter them again. It's just remembered every single time you're using the medicine. So when I'm happy with that, I can just click next. And this is where I just select the animal or the group of animals that we're actually dosing or treating. And you can just select the group, save, job done. So for this particular treatment, I'm actually going to go into my groups here. You can see that I have a couple of groups created here. I have my 2020 calves. I have some of my cows in a group as well. So I can click into my 2020 calves. And you have a couple of options here. If it wasn't all the calves, it was just even one of them, you can just use the search filter at the top to find the 1 or the 2 or 3 animals that you're after treating. Or obviously, if it is the full group, so quick and so handy, you don't have to go down and select them all. You just click the select all button, and that will select the whole 60 for this particular treatment.
And before you press save there on,
yep.
might just quickly, even for people who mightn't have their group set up, Smart Lists is a tab we have there within your animal selection they're kind of pre-made groups that are already on the Herdwatch app, so you don't have to create them yourself. And within that, there's a few new ones that have been added have been added onto NextGen, which are your age ranges. So this will come in very handy for this time of the year, because I know a lot of farms will have your calves together, 1.5 years together. So they're already grouped there within your smart list. You have your 0 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18. So that just make it a lot handier as well when you're dosing your different groups of animals.
That's great. So I can actually show you that as well. So if I didn't want to, if I went into the groups by accident, I can go back. And instead of groups, I can just, as Garrod said, we can just hover over and click into our smart lists, and the new app has all the groups pre-made for you, I suppose is the right way of saying it, Garrod, isn't it? So you have your 0 to 6, you have your 6 to 12, and it tells you how many animals are in each. So yes. I could even click in here to my 6 to 12 months, and I know I can select all these 25 here and just save. And that's the treatment recorded for those 25 calves in seconds, and like Garrod said a minute ago, it's the peace of mind that's going to give you for all of your inspection, that you're covered. You have all your medicines, all your treatments are recorded, and when you get that phone call, you have that peace of mind that everything is above board and ready to go. The other thing we're going to show you from a medicines perspective is how to record when the vet actually comes to the farm and maybe to see or to treat a sick animal or a couple of sick animals. So the way you record that in Herdwatch is just slightly different to putting in your medicines yourself and creating your own treatments. So it starts the exact same. So once you're on your home screen, it's the orange plus button again. It's always going to be where you go to when you want to record something new. And you see in the corner here, that we actually have a vet call out option. So if you were to select this, this is essentially for when the vet comes to the farm, and you can just pick the medicine that the vet is after using to treat the animals. So prescription medicine is probably something like Alamycin would be a common enough one that the vet would use for certain ailments. So just select Alamycin. This one can be obviously used on cattle or on other animals as well, but I'll just select cattle here. And in terms of what you have to fill out is very, very similar to recording the medicine purchase and the treatment records yourself. With the vet call out, it just kind of merges the two of them into one. So you have to select the date administered. So if the vet was out yesterday or on Tuesday, or even if it was something that happened a couple of weeks ago, you can, as Garrod said, you can backdate these events so that you make sure you're on top of all your medicine. So I just went back a couple of days, administered by, and obviously pick the vet here. Dose per animal per day. So I'm going to say for the Alamycin, you gave the animal a shot 25 milliliters per day. Important thing again for your withdrawals is to obviously make sure you have your meat and your milk withdrawal. If for sheep as well, that will show up for you as well if it's a medicine that's applicable to both. I haven't wrote down here as well, so we have, I think it's 4 day and 18 days for meat. With prescription medicines as well, you do have to fill in the prescribing vet or the vet where the medicine came from.
And while you're filling in that information on as well, when you record your withdrawal dates and what animals you dose, Herdwatch will tell you what animals are currently in withdrawal for your meat and milk within the watchboard section. So you can always have a quick eye to know which animals are in withdrawal. So if you're thinking about selling or want to see which cows milk can go into the bull tank, it's all there available within the watchboard.
Yeah, thanks, Garrod. So what we might do is when we finish this actual treatment, we might just pop into the watchboard to show you exactly what that looks like as well. So, if there's a particular treatment reason or particular reason that the vet has called out and dosed these animals, you can obviously select it here, and there's optional fields like saying whether the treatment was successful or not. So when you're happy enough that everything else is there, the course, this is the other thing I wanted to mention. So normally, if it's an antibiotic treatment, it might be given for more than 1 day. So you can change the course. If it was for 2 or 3 or even for 4 days there, you can say that, it started on the 28th and it finished 4 days later. And you just select next then. And you can just pick, as I showed a couple of minutes ago, if it was one particular sick animal. So I just find a cow here. You can find it by typing the last 3 or 4 digits of the tag number. It filters the list. As Garrod said a few minutes ago, you can go into your smart lists and you can find all ranges. You can use your groups to find calves or the smart list to find, any of these ranges of animals in your herd. But generally, if it's just one sick animal, the easiest thing to do is, as I said, is just type in a couple of digits at the top, select that animal. It'll tell you here at the bottom how many animals you've selected. And when you're happy enough, you just click save. Now with the vet callouts, you do have to just do a quick review at the end. So we're saying that we've done 25 milliliters per day for 4 days. So we just need to confirm that purchase is okay then, because it's going to be 100 milliliters. So you just select okay. And it tells me here, so the quantity purchase is 100, and I'm happy with that. And I just click save. And that's the vet call out for that animal treated over a course of 4 days, recorded there for your audit and inspection. And your reports will show that as well. So just to show as well what Garrod was saying about the withdrawals. So you have your watchboard section here for all your alerts and notifications around breeding and animals in withdrawal, etc., and your planned jobs. And it's already updated to show me that there's 26 animals currently in withdrawal. So I can click in here and it shows me here I have 18 cows in milk withdrawal and I have 26 animals in meat withdrawal. So as Garrod was saying, if you're checking for animals, for bulk tank, etc., you can click in here and it shows you the cows that are currently withdrawn for milk and when that withdrawal should end as well, and when they were treated. So that will auto update every single day. So when the withdrawal ends, it'll obviously go back down to 0. But it's just something you can keep an eye on all the time to make sure you're on top of all your records and compliance and medicines, etc. Just conscious of time. So the other thing I did want to just talk about really, really quickly was maybe for our dairy and suckler farmers that are tuned in that maybe are autumn calving. So if you've never registered a calf on Herdwatch before, it's actually so easy and so quick to do. It's going to save you a lot of time. So to do your calf registrations, same as ever, starting with your Orange Plus button. And you'll see here in the top left corner, you'll always have this option of a calf. So I click on this to add a new calf. Really straightforward from here. Pick my male or my female. I just say this particular calf is a female calf. Another little tip that we have, obviously very similar to the medicines, if you're using your phone, you can actually, if your tags have the barcodes on them, you can scan the tag, which will put in the barcode, or sorry, put in the tag number of the animal automatically for you. So you don't even need to type in the number. I'll just put in a number here for showing everybody. Your date of birth then, as usual, it picks today's date, but if the calf was born yesterday or the day before, you can change the date back. Now this is an Irish login, so obviously for Irish farmers, you have to select your calving difficulty. And then I'm just going to pick a cow here. So I think it was 0879 again. This cow was after calving. The sire, so most of ours are born off the stock bull. So I'll just pick the Angus bull. And as I scroll down along, if you are pedigree, there's probably a few things to watch out for here. But if you're in any of the schemes in Ireland, so if you're a suckler farmer in the beef genetics program, you can put in your calf size and vigor. Herdwatch covers you for that. And obviously, if you are pedigree, you can do your pedigree registrations as well. You'll probably see that here, Grod, can't you?
Yeah, while you're there, as well, a relatively new feature within Herdwatch NextGen is if you have a pedigree name for a bull and your cow is a pedigree animal, has a pedigree name, both the sire and the dam's pedigree name will just display above the where you have to input the calf's pedigree name. So that just will help with when you're going naming the calf. So that's a relatively new feature there within Herdwatch NextGen as well.
Thanks, Grod. So yeah, as Grod said, if you're pedigree, you have all those details to hand. There's optional fields there as well. You can put in your calf weight and your purposes, etc. But once you have the required fields, you can just hit save. The app will ask you, do you want to register the calf now? So you can decide it. If you click OK, that will send it off to the department, be it Ag Food in Ireland or APHIS up in Northern Ireland or BCMS in the UK, and that will send directly to them. Or you can click Not Now if you're not 100% sure you want to send it off, or if you want to send a bunch of calves together. And you can always just click register now whenever you're ready to go. And that calf will always be in compliance calves register until you click on it and actually register. So that's pretty much it for the compliance recording section of the webinar today. I think I'm just going to hand over to you a little bit more here, Grod, at this point, and let you maybe tell everybody about the new features and some of the new updates that are coming to the app and are going to be added in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so I'll just give a quick overlay kind of maybe on the few new features that are coming within the next update, and I might touch on one or two features that have come on maybe in the last update that you mightn't have spotted yet. So I suppose the first thing we can go into there is if you actually navigate into your smart list there. So
okay, so as mentioned, herd list and smart list.
As mentioned earlier on, during when we were doing a treatment, we have these smart lists. They're groups of your animals already pre-made within Herdwatch. And one of the things we've added here is that you can actually favorite a smart list. So what this will do is you might notice the star there to the right hand side of the screen. What this does, a bit like a contact in the phone, you can favorite a smart list, and what this will do is it'll bring it up to your top of the list. So say you're a beef farmer and you're interested of always going into your moved out list, you want to keep an eye on that, there's animals moving in and out. I can go down to my moved out list, click on the star, and that's that list favorite. So the next time then, if I go away from smart list and come back into it, that moved off option will be at the top of the screen for me. So just a handy thing there to know if there is smart lists that you're always continuously using and you want them there at the top, so they're there for you. Just go down, favorite the star, and there, voila, she'll come up to the top of the list for you. So just a thing to maybe help you make things a bit more handier when you are recording or even just looking for information on your animals. And that's coming within the next update. Another item that's coming within next update is we've had a lot of farmers onto us that within Herdwatch at the moment, each animal is ordered by their tag number. You can see the last 5 digits of their tag. That's how an animal is identified. But for pedigree breeders out there, they know their animals more by their pedigree name than their last 5 digits of the tag. So within settings now, you can choose whether you want to have your animal sorted by their last 5 digits of their tag, or if they have a pedigree name, to sort them first by their pedigree name. So for instance, if you just go into my herd list there first, just show you. So at the moment, my default display description is the way I call it, is the last 5 digits of the animal's tag number. But say if you're a pedigree breeder and you want to see the pedigree name everywhere, if you navigate to your settings.
So onto the home screen, and then your three buttons at the top left, and then settings.
And if you scroll down along, you'll see a primary animal identifier. And this is where you can change what way you want your animals to display in the list. So whether it's by the last 5 digits of their tag, or whether it's by their pedigree name first, if they have a pedigree name. So if you select pedigree name and click save in the bottom right hand corner. So now when you go into your My Herd list, you will see now the top 2 animals that are displayed by their pedigree name first, followed by their last 5 digits. And that will be applied across the board. So say for your dams, if you go into your due to calf list and you have pedigree animals, you will see their pedigree name first. So just another bit of helper there, a bit of modification you can do to suit your system.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Rod.
And again, that's one that's coming in our next update of NextGen. Maybe just to touch on a feature that was in the last update that could be very handy this time of the year, as there's lots of reseeding going on in farms, or lots of jobs. You might be cleaning up after a storm, cutting branches, doing a bit of fencing. We have a new task within Herdwatch. It's called the paddock task or record, and what you can do with this is you record any records that you do in your paddocks. So this could be anything from when you turn animals out to when you do some reseeding, to silage or anything like this. So you can just kind of build up a kind of a history in your paddock. So it comes very handy. You can see when manure was last put out and all this information. And to do that, again, you just hit your orange plus button. You'll see as well now we have a new sticker on the stuff that are new, just to bring your attention to it and to highlight it, so you get familiar with it and see if there's something that you can use on your farm. And so then when you get into the general paddock record, you can select what type of record it is. So as I said, there's a lot of reseeding going on there. So if you're after stitching a field or putting out a bit of seed, you can stick in that. So you can stick just a high clover mix. You can put in what kind of seed you spread out. So you would have that in your record, so you can see maybe after 3 weeks in, you'll know then you can spray that field for weeds or whatever it may be. Yep. Then I hit next. Brings up a list of all my paddocks that I have created. You can create them in Herdwatch very easy as well, using the big orange plus button. And like selecting an animal, you just click on the paddock that you did the task to, press save, and that's it, recorded and done and dusted. Now, say next spring you want to see, geez, what date was it I received that field? You go back to the home screen, you just quickly click into your grass and crops, and then paddocks, and then here it'll bring up a list of your paddocks you've created. Click on the paddock there, you have the main details there. If you have a field number, you can assign it a field number, and you'll have all the history of the field, so you can see when the reseeding took place, if it recorded when manure was done, fencing, when cattle came in, came out. So you can build up a history of your fields, and over time you will quickly see which fields are producing more and which ones are not. So as you record it, it kind of gives you a better help when you come to your farm management and paddock management. So that was a new feature there that we added within the last update. Other than that, then another thing that you might notice within the next update, so we have this concept already where, say, if you're after recording an animal dose, that the animals you selected in that dose, you can copy them into a new task. But there's only certain areas where you could do this. So now within Herdwatch, whatever animal list you're on, whether you're on a smart list, whether you're on a list of animals within the watchboard, you can copy them animals straight into a task. So for instance, there, if you go to your, even if you go to your smart list there, Yep. And say go into your 12 to 18 month old animals. So just say I'm after, I don't know, say I'm after moving them to a field, or if I'm after, say, doing a dose to them, I can actually hit the plus button straight from here. And I have this option at the top where you can actually copy that animals into a task. So if I tick that box, that brings up different options that I can copy them animals into. So even if you want to create a general job note for them animals on, say I'm after freeze branded them or something like that, I can quickly do it there. You can put in your description.
Next.
and see my 19 animals that are already selected for me. If I click in there, like even if one didn't get a freeze brand, I can click in there and I can untick that animal, have a quick look to make everything is okay. And then once everything's fine, I can hit save, and that's my record recorded. And you can do the same there for cattle treatment or anything like that. So that's a handy thing to know if you are looking at the group, and then instead of having to go out of it, you can just hit your plus button, tick that copy animals into, and record with anything you want to do to them animals. So just a handy little trick there to know. So I suppose that's just a quick highlight of what's coming. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan, you should see that next update early next week. Touch wood. So I suppose they're just a kind of quick highlight of the things coming. And there's other smaller little things here and there that you may spot, but they're kind of the highlight features coming over the next update. And that paddock task was one that came within the last update.
Thanks for that, Garrod. So as you can see, everybody, just some really, really nice features and things that are going to make life even easier again. I suppose NextGen does make life easy, but there's loads of stuff there to make it even quicker and easier to use again. So thanks for that, Garrod. We might just
finish up like that. Everything that we try to squeeze into the app does come from a farmers feedback. So if you have an idea there or an idea for maybe a smart list or a filter or have an idea that you think would suit Herdwatch well, please do get in touch. Drop us a message through the intercom, through the message center there, and like we log all these and every now and then review them, and we try to get them in there as well.
Yeah, so you can just use the message center here to create a little message if you need help or if you want to have a chat about anything. The support team are here as well, so they'll help out anytime if you just drop a message in there. We might just move on, Garrod, to there's obviously a nice few questions and queries coming in. So a couple of people have asked about when you have all your records and stuff recorded in the app, what do you do when you actually have your compliance audit or your compliance inspection? How do you get your records back? So it's really, really straightforward, really easy to do to get the likes of your medicine records, your feed purchases and all that sort of stuff emailed to yourself for your quality assurance inspection, or for if you're here in Ireland, for the likes of your board B or department audits or inspections. So on the home screen, you'll be able to see that there's a little report section here in the bottom corner, and you can click in here, and this will allow you to I suppose get any information you've recorded into the app back. But for when it comes to audits and inspections, these are the most important reports that you're going to be looking for. So in Ireland, we obviously have board BIA, but if you're in the UK or Northern Ireland, obviously you're going to have your quality assurance inspections here, and you can just click into board BIA or quality assurance inspection, and your reports that you're going to need are going to be listed for you. So you're going to have your medicine usage, your medicine purchase or remedy purchase, and obviously your feed reports as well. And all you need to do here is click on each individual report, and you can actually pick the date range that you're looking for. So I know at the moment here in Ireland with the board BIA audits, and most of them are actually desk audits. So it's a period of 12 months, or you're getting covered for 12 months, but they might be looking for 18 months of records. So, if you don't put in the dates, it sends you everything. So you can go from, we're in September. So if you wanted to go back 18 months, so you could go back to March, the 1st of March, 2019 to today, and that will give you maybe your last 18 months of records. And you can just click run and email me this report. Give it a few seconds to load up, see how fast it is there. And essentially that's it. If you check your emails within 5 or 10 minutes, you'll have your report there. All your compliance reports come in a lovely structured PDF format that are really easy to print and ready to go to hand over to your inspector or your auditor when he or she arrives to your farm on the day.
And while you're in the reports, they're on a new feature we've added in there as well. When it comes to your board BIA audit, we now have reports for your animals that have moved in out of herd and animals that moved out of herd, done in a nice PDF that the auditor would like to see it in. So that's just if you go into your department inspection, I think it is on, you have it in there.
Yeah.
You can do your animals moved in report and animals moved out report, and that gives a nice PDF of the number of animals moved in and out, where they moved to. And that has you covered there for your different audits as well, whether it's board BIA or retractor, whatever it may be.
Yeah, so it gives you the breakdown of your animals that went to the mart road, isn't it, into the factory or farm to farm as well.
Exactly.
So it gives you everything that you need for your inspection or your audit. So we'll drive on here, Garrod. There's loads of questions coming in. So there's a question from Michael. Michael was asking, will these new features, Garrod, auto update? Will the app auto update with the new features?
Yeah, so I do features I went there. I went through there. Once the new update is out, depending on your phone, they usually come down automatically onto your phone within a day or two, and all your features are there ready to go. So that's one of the benefits of Herdwatch. As an update comes up, just it comes straight into your phone. You don't have to pay for these or anything like that. They just come straight in again as a normal app update.
Okay, thanks, Garrod. And there's another question as well from Tim. Garrod, Tim has asked, can you have your animals in numerical order using the cow's freeze brand number, or is that something that is coming soon?
Yeah, you can do that. So again, if say you want to see your animals sorted by different parameters, you can change that within the settings. So much like how we changed the default animals description, you can do the same for how your animals are sorted. So again, if you go into settings, there's a scroll down, there's an option then of how you sort your animals. So it's tag number there. If you click in there, you see we have a freeze band, so you can go lowest first, highest first. So that should cover you there, Tim. So for your filtering by your freeze band numbers.
Lovely. Thanks for that, Garrod. I know there's lots of other questions coming in. I'm hoping Mervyn and James have been able to help everybody. Somebody's just asked as well, Garrod, just with the treatments and stuff. If you've made a mistake, say you've picked the wrong date or the wrong amount administered, what do you do?
Yeah, so like that, nothing is set in stone when you're recording Herdwatch. If you do make a mistake, it can be easily remedied. So to do that, or to see any records you've recorded, say when it comes to your medicines, you can quickly click into compliance.
Okay.
And within compliance, if you go into your remedies and treatments, you see a list of, you have your cabinet first, that's the list of everything in your cabinet. But if you click into your treatments, gives you a list of your treatments. Again, this will be ordered by your latest one first as well. I think a question that came in about that earlier.
Yeah.
So just say it was a mistake we made on the Indafluke. Then if you hit your 3 dots there in the top right hand corner, you'll have an edit option.
Yeah.
And you click on that, you can change anything there. So say it was only 8 mil the cattle got instead of 10 mil, or you can easily change that. And as well as that, that will update the remedy to update how much you've used. So it'll put some back in, so you're not out of kilter from what you bought and what you've used as well. That's all recalculated for you as well.
And you can just resave it then as well. Yeah, that's brilliant. So there's an Irish farmer has just asked about, I think, weights from ICBF and weights going to ICBF. So, obviously Herdwatch does cover farmers in Ireland. If you're a suckler farmer and you've signed up to the BPS scheme, Garrod, the weights that you record them in Herdwatch, we'll obviously transfer them over to ICBF for you to cover you for the BPS scheme.
Exactly, yeah. And just remember on that, I've seen a few lads maybe last year got caught that they recorded their weights, but they've got to register their weighing scales as well. So don't forget to do that if you are part of the B+ scheme.
Brilliant. That's pretty much it. Oh, sorry, one more question actually after popping in there. So there's a question that's come in from Ian. Ian's just asking if the webinar will be available to watch later. So absolutely, Ian. So if you joined us late or if you missed a portion at the start, don't be too worried. So what will happen is tomorrow evening, everybody that's registered will get an email with the full replay. And look, over the next few days, we'll get the webinar up on YouTube as well, that you can watch it back. So yeah, don't be too worried if you missed a little bit of the webinar, Ian, you'll be covered to watch the whole thing tomorrow evening when we send it to you. So that's it, Garrod. I just have one or two other slides, I think, before we finish off, and we'll be done. So just to recap then, everybody. So look, if you haven't downloaded the Herdwatch Next Generation app, just make sure to head over even straight away after you disconnect here, pop into the App Store if you have an iPhone or Play Store, and just get Herdwatch Next Gen downloaded and get signed in. It's the same login details as you had for the old app, so your phone number and your password. Look, if you're on the free version of the Herdwatch app, you can obviously trial the app for 30 days completely for free to get access to all the, the pro benefits, the pro features, a lot of the stuff that we've covered here this evening. And look, for our existing customers, if you're still on the old app, you can upgrade to the Herdwatch Next Generation app for free. So it's really a no-brainer. You can see how easy and how quick it is to use. So please just get in there, get it downloaded, and if you have any questions, just give us a call or use the app to drop us a message. And that's pretty much it for today's webinar. So, I just want to say thanks to everybody for connecting. Hopefully you got a bit of value out of the stuff myself and Garrod have gone through there. If you do have any questions or queries or anything we didn't maybe cover this evening that you'd like to talk to us about, there's loads of ways to get in touch with ourselves here at Herdwatch. So the Irish phone number, the UK phone number, our email address is on the screen there for you. But the easiest thing to do is probably just use the message center in the app. Just drop us a little message if you have any questions or queries. The support team can get in touch. If you're interested in getting signed up, just drop us a message as well. The sales team can give you a call, explain all the benefits to you. And like I said, don't be too worried if you miss some of the webinar. It's going to be on YouTube really soon, and you will get a replay email link as well tomorrow. And please do give us a review, a really good review on the App Store, Play Store, if you're finding the app really, really good. And other than that, just stay tuned. We'll have another webinar covering other features in next generation and hopefully more new features coming really, really soon. So, Bro, thanks a million for your time this evening.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you're as entertaining as Coronation Street or something like that, or as useful as that.
Yeah, off to watch Ireland now in the Nations League. Thanks,
Okay.
everybody. Stay safe
Thanks,
and
everyone.
see you
Bye
soon.
now.
Bye.